Hi, everybody. How are y'all? Just kind of rearranging a cord here for my, don't know if I need that for sure. We'll see. Move a couple things over so you can actually see my face. I'm going to wait for my TV to catch up here. There we go. This will look a little better. You can see my face a little better. I got to open the chat. Happy New Year. Hi, Shirley. Happy New Year. Okay, I hear myself, so I can mute my television, put my remote away. So I'm just gonna kind of rearrange. I redid my room, so my room's a little bit different since the last time. So I have a different configuration for my stamping and everything. So this is my first live with it. Hi, Karen. Happy New Year. Just kind of waiting for some people to pop in here. And I'm going to go ahead and switch my camera over because you don't want to look at me. You want to look at my cards and projects. So I have a light above my desk, so I know once in a while you might get a little shine. I apologize for that part, but I wanted to show you a couple of the cards I made. I pulled out a bunch of diets because I don't know what sentiment I'm going to use today. So anyway, I wanted to show you a couple of things. Let's see. I want to twist this up just a hair. There we go. All right. So here's one of the cards I made using the bundled up inspiration box. I used all of the little snowflakes and stamped them. And then this is was the December embossing powder of the month. Hi, Mom and Annie. It's called Turtle Dove. It's this one. And this was the die that was in the box. So I wanted to show you that card. And then I used the die of the month from December to make a couple of slimline cards. It was Frosted Frames, I believe. Hi, Kelly. And this one I sprayed a bunch of chroma mists for. You can kind of see that. And then I die cut them out of some aqua pigment paper. And then this one I used the Frostbite glitter stock. Happy New Year, Jamie. And I just used one. And then this is the paper pad that was in the box. I think it's called Winter Wonderland. Yes. So those, I have those couple of cards to show you. All right. We've got a few people here, so we're going to get started. I have something all kind of planned out, and I've got a couple pieces of cardstock here. Okay, this one's You're Not Your Mama. This one is Perfect Blend. So I have these two to use, and then we're going to do some masking and some stenciling. And my sample, Happy New Year, Susan, is going to be a little different because I did do some ahead of time because we're going to use some glitter glaze. So I'm going to show you a little difference in between the two, but I have the simple blend here, and I have everything linked in the description box below on the Brutus Monroe channel. That I'm using. And then if I use something else, if it's available, because I have a couple stamp sets that I have pulled some sentiments from, just because my main focal point's the products that I'm using today. So I might add a couple things later after this, but I'm going to use the simple blends. There are a circle, an oval, and the square, and I'm going to use this to mask off part of my stencil. I'm not using any pixie spray. I'm just going to go ahead and use some, this is just some washi tape. So I'm just going to go ahead and use that to tape it down. I did learn the hard way the other day that I needed to actually tape my paper down too, because it moved just a hair. So I'm going to go ahead and do that because I'm using my glass mat. That's why I'm not using repositionable tape. And then for this one, well, we'll do this one first. So what I'm going to do is we're going to do some ink blending first. I'm going to use some Triple Berry and Clear Skies. Excuse me. And I think I'm going to go backwards with this one. Okay. My sample is I started with the Clear Skies and I went with the Triple Berry. I'm going to go backwards with this one, like I said. So I've got some of my Brutus Monroe blending brushes, and we're just going to go ahead and ink some up. I hope everyone had a happy New Year's Eve, Merry Christmas. I was going to try to get a video up for Christmas and things just got away from me, and we ended up, a couple of the kids stopped by. So I wasn't able to film in the afternoon like I had originally planned, and um, just things got away from me. So um, I thought instead of this evening, because I think there's a big football game on tonight. I don't have what mat? I don't have a mat. I'm not sure what you're talking about. That's okay. I'll thank you, Susan. I love doing lives. I've got some plans for this next month. I'm really excited about it. I don't know when I'm going to start. I have one theme that I'm going to do every single month using the subscription products. And I haven't decided when that's going to be, but it's going to last every month, 12 months. It's going to be really, really fun. So I'm really excited about that. I've been thinking about other things for doing lives or videos um, as we go forward with the new year, of maybe doing some other themes like, glitter glaze Tuesday, or not Tuesday, but I mean, like glitter glaze week or aqua pigment week or whatever, and then I can use the other products. So that way I use some of these other items, and that's kind of one of my New Year's resolutions, is to use some of those other products. So I just did a very light blend with the triple berry ink, and then I'm going to go ahead and we're going to go over this with I'm also going to tape this down. This is the winter woolen mittens. um this was the stencil of the month last month. Hi, Christy. Happy New Year. Thanks for joining us. And I'm just going to tape it down a little bit. Like, again, I don't need to use some pixie spray. This isn't super. Oh, but you know what I realized? I don't know if you guys saw that, but it's upside down. I have my Christmas trees there. They were upside down. So let's flip that around. Um, we're just doing some simple focal point masking. So is what I wanted to do this. And I think you could do it either way, to be honest with you. I think you could stencil with this and put the simple blend on top and still get it. But what I like about this is, sometimes you have to push a little bit harder to get through it, but it's not that difficult. So I'm gonna go ahead and so we're just using these two inks, and the blue and the purple together kind of make a fun darker purple where the mittens and the trees and snowflakes are. So I'm going to try to, I don't know what's with, iPhones and and they like to auto, autofocus. A new iPhone does, or this one does anyway. So I'm not quite sure. I need to research that a little bit more to see if there's a way so it doesn't do that when I move. So I hope that you're all okay with that. So not really any big plans for today. Last night, I wasn't feeling 1,000%. So I got home from work and ate. I don't know if I ate dinner. No, I didn't eat dinner right away. I laid down on the couch and just kind of took a little nap. But I did make it to midnight. So my baby sister cannot tell me I'm old. So, oh, my light is buzzing. I'm just going back and forth with a little bit of both inks now to kind of blend that off a little bit. I fell asleep for a little while, got up, had dinner, and I ended up staying up. I went up to bed about 11:30. I was watching Harry Potter, and I ended up putting on some YouTube videos, and then it was I turned over, and it was 2 minutes to midnight, and so wished Tom and the pup Happy New Year, and was up till about 12:30. So I was proud of myself. So then I slept in. All right, here's the big reveal. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3, go. So I'm gonna leave this on here. I hope that's okay with you guys, because we're going to put glitter glaze on this yet. Okay, if you guys can hear that light, I apologize. If you can, let me know in the chat and I will turn it off. But if you can't, then I'm gonna leave it for now because it's really annoying. But I'd like to have that little bit of extra light on my desk. So I'm just gonna use some of this washi tape. I think this is from Barely Arts. I had got a sample from them about a year or so ago, and I haven't been using it. So what I'm gonna do is just use this to mask off and I'm using my Tim Holtz mat here. Oh, is that what you were talking about? Maybe that this is my Tim Holtz glass mat. I've always had this. I just never had moved it over to my table. I used to use my table, and I'm back to my white desk that I was used to use before the move. And because I I wanted the table was a farmer's table, so it had a little bit of a bevel in it. So I moved my table over there, and now it has my cutting board on it, and I've got to rearrange it a little bit because I can't really use my cutting board, but I've got some of my dies and some of my products I want to use, things like that. And then behind me, I have a table that has like the most recent dies I need to use or the most recent, hold on one second. I gotta see if I can. Hmm. All right. Well, we're just going to leave it. I'm just going to lose it. So, hello, Kai Do, if that's how I say it. So I've got this blinked off. Now, my sample that I'm going to show you, I ink blended it first. This ink blended and did the same thing, but this time I'm just going to use my stencil. And we're going to use both colors. Now, what I did with this stencil is I moved it around so that I really didn't have, I had more snowflakes than trees. Because like there I have 3 or 4 trees. So I moved it around. Not that you can't have trees. It's just that I wanted more snowflakes and less tree. Because I'm doing more of a wintry mix theme. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to blend both colors. So I'm going to start with the clear skies. And we'll go from top to bottom with that. You could also, instead of, if you're not a glitter person or a paste person, you could do, we can do embossing powder, like fairy dust or icicle embossing powder over this. And you would get that same kind of effect that I am going to have here. So, all right. I'm not sure who that is, but I blocked them. So, it seemed like kind of a bot. So I apologize if their person is not a bot. They can email us, but it seemed that was not necessarily the right thing we needed in our group. So, all right. So there's the triple berry. I'm going to go back a little bit from the top to mix those two colors together because the triple berry, it's funny, the triple berry and the clear skies kind of give you crown me. So if you don't have room for all the colors, if you have a triple berry, which is a light purple, and you have the clear skies, which is a light blue, and you mix them together, you kind of get a little bit of that, like I said, that crown me, which you know is my favorite color. So does anyone else have any New Year's resolutions this year? I mean, I don't usually do New Year's resolutions, but I think this year mine in particular is I'd like to read at least one book a month because I've gotten out of reading. And then I'm going to hopefully do a little more exercising so I get a little healthier. All right, here's the reveal. 1, 2, 3. Look at that. Isn't that fun? Now we're going to leave this the way it is. Like I said, my samples are going to be a little different. I'm going to go ahead and line this back up as best as I can. Now, I usually, you know me, I usually do use pixie spray when I'm doing gels and stuff, but I decided with this big of an image, it wasn't that of importance. I'm not gonna, it's gonna be kind of quick and fast. So off to the side, and I'm not gonna be able to show you on screen, I have the stencil bucket with some water in it, and and I added some of the stencil cleaner in it, and I'm gonna throw these 2 stencils in there during when we're done, and so I will clean them later. So I just want to make sure this is nice and good, and then I'm going to go ahead and we're going to use up our fallen snow, which is my favorite glitter glaze. Look at how pretty that is. And I wanted to make sure keep this piece if you didn't know, because this piece keeps you from drying out too fast. But you know me, try to use them up. Use your pastes, don't just hoard them. And then I'm going to go ahead and just lightly spread this on. I always try to go as one direction if I can. just because. And then I'm going to grab a whole bunch because for this one, we're just going to do it over the top. Now, one thing I want to let you know is this is a water reactive. These are a water reactive ink. So you can very, very um, much get the color from the ink, especially from this one, in your glitter glaze, since this is a clear glitter glaze. So you want to make sure if you don't necessarily want to put it back in the jar. So this one isn't, I didn't have as much, so I'm okay. And this is the one, thank you, Shirley. It is pretty. This is the Not Your Mama. It's a thicker cardstock and I'm using more paste on it. And that's why I'm using that. Now there's not much left in this. So later today, I'll probably finish that jar up and open a new jar. So I'm going to go ahead and grab that. And I need a baby wipe because I like to start with a palette knife. And then I like to use a stencil pal of some sort to kind of get it nice and thin. And because we have that mask down there, it's going to be, it's not going to get around the outside. It's only going to be, I'm going to wipe that off quick. And I'm actually going to wipe this off so it's wet and very carefully go through this one too. Hopefully I don't get it off the edge. All right. See, you can see that color. See the color that it picked up? Now I took off more than I planned, so I am going to go back in and it doesn't look very shimmery and go back like this. It's going to color my background because of that. Water reactive ink, like I said, usually I go one direction. I did not this time because I scraped it way too hard. And you're not going to see all that glitteriness, which is what I want. All right, I'll go ahead and wipe this off. Put that aside. And then we're going to do the reveal. I'm going to start with this one. Very carefully pull up this washi tape. Now you could wipe this off, stick it somewhere and use it. It's just inexpensive washi tape, so I'm going to go ahead and throw it away because it's got that glitter paste on it. And then I am kind of pulling it back slowly and at an angle because sometimes you can still tear your paper. I see a spot that I missed some glitter, but that's okay. We'll just hide it. Like I said, I'm going to pull this one up here. And I'll show it, see the sparkle is. You can see right here, I missed a little spot, but I'll put something over that to hide. So now I'm going to put this one aside to dry. And I think I'll put it on that box back there. I'm going to wipe off my desk before I get it in myself, all over myself. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to show you this one. I'm going to reveal, look at how pretty that is. Isn't that beautiful? And I'm just going to pull off. This washi tape doesn't have any stuff on it, so I'm just going to stick it to the edge of my computer and maybe use it later. And then I'm going to go ahead and throw this in my stencil thingy off camera here. And I always throw my stencils in upside down. And then here is the reveal for this. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Look at how pretty that is. Now this one, these have glitter on them. This one does. This one does not. Now it's always up to you. You could scrape this glitter glaze that's off of this and save it, but I'm just gonna not. It's not enough for me to save. Like, throw that in my stencil thing so it starts to soak so I can clean that after the live. And then I'm going to go ahead and peel off this that's keeping it. And we're going to put this off to the side to dry and pull in our other magical Christmas. So I just want to bring this up. And so on this one, we just have glittery snow mittens and snowflake. Look at that shine. So just wait for it to dry. All right, we'll put that one off to the side to dry as well. And through the magic of television, I have, now I said that I did them backwards. So this is the one where I did earlier. I did the blue first and the purple on top, but look at the shine. Isn't that fun? And then I did this one, and here's where I wanted to show you that I did the blue and the purple with this one too. And you can see right here where the glue was still wet, and because it's water reactive, it kind of pulled it down. But look at that. Aren't those fun? And so you can see this is the Not Your Mama's. It's You know, I mean, and glitter glaze, it's wet, so it does still do a little bit because I used thicker warping, and this is the perfect blend, but I didn't use as much. If that really bothered you, you could run them through your die cut machine and kind of squish them out, but I'm going to use foam tape in this. Thank you, Christy. And then I had a bunch left over, and this is what I did with it. Kind of hard to see on camera because the camera doesn't like white, so it's a little fuzzier. I just spread it on a piece of scratch paper. This is just some perfect blend. And now I can die cut out a sentiment later and use it, and it's nice and shimmery. All right, so we've got that. Let me go ahead and we're gonna, this is where you can make all sorts of changes to your cards. You can use a die cut and cut out a nice border on them. I know I'm off screen here a little bit. I'm going to cut this down because my stencil didn't quite reach the top. Oh, let me see, make sure it doesn't like the shine. I'm going to let that catch up. Sorry about that. Let's see if I can focus on something here. I think that's a little better. I know the shine gets so sparkly and then it doesn't like that. So I'm going to trim off a little bit off each top and bottom just to cut that off. I think that these are fun colors, but I mean, they're kind of wintry colors, but you also could totally change it up to anything you want. I just thought blue and purple remind me of being cold. And I want it to be a little bit more, I have a little bit wider than I want on this side. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this down to 4 inches. And because this is Not Your Mama's, this is a nice little sentiment strip. So I'm going to put that up here and stamp some sentiments on that after. And then just see, I think I need a hair more. Take a hair more off the top here. So I got 5 1/4. Okay, so we've got that one. And then this one, I'm thinking I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to cut it down a little bit further. So I'm going to take about 1/8 of an inch. Actually, yeah, 1/8 of an inch off each side. So I just kind of measure it. I go between my 2 little marks down here, which is hard to see. It is. And Christy, I have that, and I'm going to pull that out. We're going to use that if you don't mind me doing hopefully a little fussy cutting. We are going to use that as well. I have not used that yet. So I thought that would be good to use with that. And I love the die from the box too. Okay, so we got those down. Now I'm going to grab my Misty. Put those off to the side for a minute so we're stopped sparkling. And I had another piece of that perfect blend. Where did I put it? Here it is. Stick that in with my Misty magnet. And I'm going to grab the stamp of the month, which is this cute little You Make Me Melt. And then if you did Stamp Club Plus, there was a stencil this month instead of a die to color it in. And that's what we're going to do with that. And I think we're going to use a little bit different colors. And we might use this stamp too. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm just trying to still get used to this system I have here. I re-inked my ink pads, my Brutus Monroe ink pads. So hopefully, or at least I did my embossing ink pad and my Raven. Oh yeah, that is fabulous. Let me get my little press tool out here. Help me out. I'm gonna do one more because this is a brand new stamp I hadn't used before. I'm really excited about rearranging. Hey, hi, T from Minneapolis. Rearranging my room because I'm using, furniture that we had in the house because I'm not sure exactly what I want in my craft room. So I don't want to buy anything yet. And what I have is working, other than the fact that, us and crafters, we have so much stuff. And I rearranged a few things and I moved, like I said, my desk out from the wall and I put two behind my desk right here. There's like shelves on my desk right here. I put 2 like dry sink cabinets that have like one has all my embossing powders in it in the drawer and my foiling so that it's accessible while I'm live. And then the other side um has my watercolor stuff, like my not my aqua pigments, but my watercolor. Christy, you are really, really right. I actually pulled that stamp set. It would pair well with this one, and it would pair well with, did I bring that one over here? One of the archive stamps. It would also pair very well with this stamp set from the archive. Christy, Build a Snowman, I think is what it's called. I mean, that's what it used to be called. I don't know if that's what it's still called with the release for the 10th anniversary. I think that would be, and like I said, I went through my stash and I pulled a bunch of really old, I'm going to go fast, stamp sets from Brutus Monroe, mostly because I just wanted the sentiments. And I figured a sentiment from a retired set is okay because we have tons of stuff in our stash that can work. But these would work because there's 'tis the season to be freezing. What my favorite winter shoes are ice skates. I love you snow much. And I said, I think if kisses were snowflakes, I'd send you a blizzard. And here is what the snowman looks like. And then we've got, so those would be really fun with this as well. Yes, Christy is right about that. But I just wanted to use the Mittens and actually the bundled up stamp set, which is available now. That was this was in the box. It will work really well with that. Look at the Mittens. They have the snowflakes. There's a couple of sweaters, the cocoa. There's a ton of snowflakes in this one. So those would be really fun to use with this as well. So that's, like I said, called Bundled Up. All right, where's my stencil? So this stencil is great. I haven't not used it yet, but I saw Christopher use it. It's got all the little pieces so you can color in however you want. You can do the solid mitten all the way without the heart being a different color. You can do just the mitten and then the heart and then the cuff, which is really, really fun. So I think we're going to color them a couple different ways. I'm going to go ahead and start, and I'm going to use my detail brushes. Actually, I might just use the same brushes because I'm going to tape this down here a little bit. I love this idea of having stencils to color in our stamps. Not just the floral stamps that there had been around, now using stamps like this, just because it can save me time. I love to color, but during a live, you guys don't necessarily want to sit to see me color the whole time. If I'm going to do some coloring, I need to do that I did these the wrong color. That's fine. I did this. I should do it on like my channel where it's just color, 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 color. But that's not necessarily fun to watch. For everybody. Unless we have a nice, good conversation going that we can be having in the chat at the same time. I'm going to go ahead because I didn't want to do this. I'm going to make them the purple because I wanted them to be blue, and I'm just going to make them purple. And that is okay with me. What I like about this is you can make them 3 colors, or you can make them 2 colors, or make them 1 color. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to show you what I mean by that. So awesome. Just kind of. And then I'm going to go ahead and we're going to grab the heart. So I'm going to pull that up so you can see that. Isn't that fun? I probably should have stamped this in a different spot so we could die cut it out with like a circle or something. And here, because this is a smaller area, I do need to re-ink my Simon Hurley inks. I'm going to just line that up the best that I can. And stamp it 100% straight. I'm going to use my little detail brushes here. My little number 8 signature brushes. Oh, thanks, Tia. Like I said, I do love to create. I hope that was, like I said, a couple things for the new year. I'd like to read a book a month for sure. I've been doing a bunch of stuff in my Kindle type apps. So I told Tom the other day, if I tell you I don't have a book to read, you tell me that I'm lying because it's not true. Um, in the book that I really want to read, it doesn't come out until November. It's number 3 of a series by Nora Roberts. And number 2 just came out in November, and number 3 doesn't come out till next year. And I'm just dying because I really want to see how it ends. Um, it was called the first one was called The Inheritance. The second was called The Mirror. And it I don't know. I don't remember what the third one's called for sure. Oh my gosh, look at how cute those are. Okay, I'm gonna wipe these off because this is a good one to go with this. Oh, I mean, this one. The color isn't 1000%, but that purple will be nice and shine, or maybe even this one because there's a little bit more purple. And then this one we're going to use more with the triple berry and the blue separately. So we could do these all one color, but I think what I'm going to do is we're going to do them again. I'm going to color them the same color. You could do a no line coloring with these very easily too, and then just kind of fussy cut them out and you wouldn't have the lines necessarily. I'm going to do blue mittens. Yes, blue mittens. No, I'm going to do triple berry mittens with a blue heart. And then I'd like to do more like recorded videos using stash. That's one of my goals this year, using up my stash. I definitely want to do more scrapbooking. I've been doing more scrapbooking with Sarah. Scraps has challenged me to do more scrapbooking, and I have been doing that. I'd like to get some of that done and get the scrapbooks done and get them out of those. Yes, they could. Yes, they could. Yep, you could totally make them into penguins. All right, triple berry. Now we need this clear skies. That is cute, cute. Or use them with some penguin stamps and make them penguins. All right. Got that. And then we need the heart. And the heart we're going to do with this blue. I think I'm just going to hold this in place. And I'm just using my big brush because it's on my counter here. All right, so there we go. So we're going to go ahead and put that tape aside. I guess I did grab more tape in there. All right, let's cover up our ink pads. Put our brushes away. Clean up some room here. And I'm going to wipe my stencil off just because. And actually, I wanted to show you what I meant by no line. So here, we'll do that in this corner too. You know, I mean, those of you, I mean, if you've done no line, I do not do a lot of no line. I'm not comfortable at it yet. I need to practice it more. We'll go ahead and make some more blue ones. If you had like a scan and cut, you could cut them out then. I mean, this would make a fun little background. And then I'm going to go ahead and just very, very carefully, I'm just going to line this up at the bottom. I better take that tape off. You do a whole row of colorful rainbow mittens. Maybe I'll do that this afternoon. I'm going to go ahead and grab my triple berry and add a little bit of purple to the bottom. All right, and then you could add the heart if you want to, just by lining it up. Do that here too. And pull that away, and then there you go. See, you got some no line coloring mittens as well. All righty, so we got that. Now I am going to say you're going to have to do a little bit of fussy cutting with me. I apologize for that, but it's not a lot, and it's not going to take too long. So get my brushes put away. I'm going to grab my good scissors. Now I am going to cut these down a little bit. That perfect blend paper is just perfect for blending or for coloring, but we're just going to quick cut these out. And I always like to start with a straight area and then make my way towards a curvy area. But I've also realized in the past, I mean, fussy cutting is not my favorite thing to do, but I'm like, it doesn't have to be perfect. And then turn your paper, not your scissors. So I try to keep my scissor hand straight. I didn't quite cut that. Go back a little bit. And then turn my paper in my scissors. I find that images aren't as bad. It's sentiments that I have a really hard time fussy cutting out. Um, if you are watching this now, or if you're watching this on replay, if you have any of the archive stamps that just came out for the new release, and you want to make a comment down below in the after the video or in the chat if you're here now of one of those stamps you'd like to see me use for when, next week, please go ahead and do so. I haven't quite, oops, I just tore it because I was pulling on it too hard, but it worked. So, and then I find like if I get a sharp spot, like that's kind of like right here, I just kind of trim it a hair. Then it doesn't quite look so sharp pointed there. It'll work. That'll be perfect. And then we'll go ahead and cut this one out too, because we have 2 cards here. And I'm going to use them on each one. These are kind of the same card, but different ideas. So, or something from one of the last 2 releases, if there's something you'd like to see used. You know, like I said, I'm more than willing to pull it out, use it, make some samples, whether I do it on a live or I can do a video, like a pre-recorded video, or just make a sample of it. Go ahead and let me know, or over in the Brutus Monroe fan club page, you can always tag me and say, Candy, hey, do you have this? Would you be willing to, you know, give me some ideas or let me see a sample? So I am always willing to do that because that stretches my mind and sees, I like to see what you guys like to see as well sometimes. I'm going to cut this one up just a tiny bit, go over this way a little bit. All righty. Oh, I know what else we did last night. We watched a movie I haven't watched this Christmas season yet. We watched It's a Wonderful Life last night. I haven't watched it yet this year. And we put it on and oh, just remember how much I love it. Turn on a little bit off of that. And then I am going to leave these guys the way they are because I might die cut them later with a circle and then use them on another card that we already, you know, that's drying over on the side, but we have these for now. Okay. So let us pull this stuff off here. Stick this down so I can reuse that. And we got our samples here. So we've got our purple. We've got our, see, I'm thinking this one, I don't know if I want to put it up in the middle or if because I love the fact of showing those parts off. I think they need to go this way. And then I think to show a little bit more of this color, I went through my stash and I did not see, this must be out of stock, but I did see that the aubergine kind of fit, or actually we're using that darker purple, maybe not aubergine, this was potion. Let's grab the aubergine out. I moved all my Brutus Monroe cardstocks up above my desk here, so it's not off to the right, I can see them. So look at this crown, the crown matches really well, and you know aubergine is one of my favorite colors. So that does not look like it's big enough to be a matte. Do I have one already cut down here? Awesome. It's a little bigger than that. And then for the blue and the clear skies, I think because of how heavy-handed I was with it, I think the lagoon will match a little bit better than this sea. So I'm going to pull some of that. I got a small piece here. It looks like I do have a matte done for that one too. All right, so we've got those. So we can mat these on some colored cardstock to kind of bring and see. No, maybe not that. Maybe we do need to use the C. Now that I see it, see it. Yeah, I'm thinking the C. We're going to switch. I changed my mind. I thought it was the lagoon, but I'm going to go more with C. Thank you, Christy. It's been fun. I mean, I've kind of felt my mojo off a little bit. Yeah, that's better. Much better. And then we've got this one here. We got to cut them down. And now we need to kind of figure out what we're going to do here. Might need to use my die cut machine off to the corner, but because I'm thinking we need a little bit blue to pop this up on. So I'm thinking we need a circle die, which I can cut from the middle of this. So we're going to move some stuff around here. Ooh, better get my cord out of the way. And we'll get a circle die. If I can find them. There they are. So I lost. Christy, I did make it to midnight last night. Barely. I took a nap earlier though, so I kind of cheated. But it was just, I didn't sleep well the night before, so I think that's part of the reason. So I'm also thinking I'm going to grab, while I'm cutting this out, let's grab a couple snowflakes. So these are the simple snowflakes. I know those are in stock. I'm just going to cut a few of them out from the middle of my die cut machine. So I ended up watching a little YouTube, and I think Tom was watching something downstairs, and he came up and said, "Happy New Year." And I turned over and I said, "Oh my gosh, we have 2 minutes." I was sad because, like I said, we were watching them, It's a Wonderful Life, and I realized that it ended at 11:10. So I missed the ball drop. I wanted to see that, but I should have paused the movie. All right, I'm gonna go off screen here and cut my die cut machine. It's my die cut machine. My die cut machine is closer to me now, so it works. Cut that out quick. I don't know if we're going to use all of these snowflakes. Of course, I tore that little spot, so we're going to have to use the other side, but that's why we cut the middle out. And we'll throw some glitter on here yet. Glitter gems. All right, I'm going to go ahead and die cut one more out of this one because we need 3 snowflakes if we're going to do it. Did you make it to midnight, Christy? I'm going to need to take one of these shims out of my die cut machine because it is very tight. All right. So I'm going to pop that down. Oh, ooh, gunshots at midnight. I guess that's not a way I would necessarily celebrate, but some people are different and weird. All right, we got to cut this down here quick so I don't cut this out of the wrong spot. We need this to be 4 1/4. Looks like that side's the. There we go. 5 1/2. Yep. I woke up. I mean, Fletch has been a really good boy. I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna use this on this one as well, and we're gonna cut a couple snowflakes out of this. He's been coming up to bed the last 2 nights by himself, and when he's ready for bed. And he used to come up here and eat a pillow, not eat a pillow, but grab our pillow and run it downstairs like, come on, or whine. But last 2 nights he's come up here and gone to bed by himself. All right. Sandwich might be still a little tight. It's leaving some indentations. Okay, there's that and that. I got to do one more circle. Sorry, you guys, about that. That put away. I want one more snowflake because we're kind of mimicking. I think I did a different snowflake this time. I did. Yeah, I did a bigger one. That's okay. I like to use up my inside cardstock if I can. Oh, yeah, it would be. I think one of the positive things about us moving into this side of town is that the fireworks are on the other side of town. So Fletch should be better next year. He wasn't too bad this past year. The year before, he was still a puppy and it was his first experience. And they were literally straight across from our house because I live on the Mississippi River. And I had to finally take him inside. And I couldn't get him to stay out of the kitchen. And so he could see the boom from like right here and then the boom from the window over here. And it was just terrifying him. But he's pretty good now around some of the booms. His big thing is if he hears a car door slam, he barks because he thinks someone's coming to see us. All right, let's get these cards put together and get them finished off. See what sentiments we're going to use. All right, grab my ATG gun. I said I don't worry about if there's like when I overuse a little gel. That is sometimes when you get a little bit, like I said, a little warping because you put a little bit thicker on. I just use a little extra tape. I'm gonna go ahead and center that on the best we can. And what I tend to do is once I put it on and I really didn't center that right, see how it's thinner here and thicker here? I'm just gonna trim it. We're just gonna trim it. Oh, it seems like this hour has gone by almost very quickly, you guys. Just trim off the hair on each side. And one more here, just to make sure. There we go. All right, we got that one done. And then, like I said, I think what we're going to do is, oh, there's a piece of tape stuck to this. We're going to stick this down and I'm going to stick my things on there. We got to come up with a sentiment here. Actually, I think we're going to do it off to the side a little bit. And then I've got some of these, like I said, I got a couple snowflakes. I haven't decided if I don't think I'm going to use them on that one. So we'll just put them off in my little jar here. And then this one, get taped down because we're going to stamp, we'll probably use the same sentiment. Maybe. I'm going to go ahead and use tape on both sides of these. So these will end up being on an A2 card base. This one I'm going to try to center up a little bit better. There we go. So then we've got this. And here's where, but that thing, I feel like that covers up a lot. So we're going to do it this way and we're going to do this. Now, is this where we want to switch them or no? I still want to do this one. But this one I'm thinking about adding a couple of snowflakes too. Let's pop the centers out of this one. I'm thinking, yeah, I think I'm going to add the snowflakes to this one because I feel like I want just a little bit of something. Maybe we'll put that one up here and we'll put this one down here. Or down here. I don't know. We'll see. All right, let's get our sentiments. We're going to do Make Me Melt. And I'm going to use this one. I'm going to make it nice and wide open. So I'm going to go ahead and put this down in this corner. Let's get our Misty out and get that done. You make me melt. I'm going to use my circle here, which I haven't attached to because I think we're going to use a little bit of foam to pop some of this up. Move that up just a hair. Okay. That works. So move my magnet down. I feel bad for puppies that don't like the loud noises. And I'm going to go ahead and use the triple berry. And because we have that purple, we're going to use both inks. And these inks will not, because blue goes into purple. I'm going to do the blue first. We'll stamp the blue down. And these need to be re-inked, so it's going to be several times. And then we'll do some, I'm not going to even wipe it off. I do, Christy, a little bit, not much. I used sketches this last month a little bit more. It's one of my goals. I printed a bunch off. Actually, I have an entire book I can show you. I printed off. Oops, there's pad and paper on top of that. I didn't realize. I did print off. I have all of the OWH ones printed in this little book. I don't know what size it is, like 8.5 by 5. And it's kind of one of my goals, but I don't use them a ton, but I'm thinking about, I just knocked a bunch of stuff over again, of using them more. I will say that I'm not so much of a thinker. I mean, I'm a creative person, but I'm not so much of a thinker that I like to have sketches that have some measurements on them. So, basic measurements on them so I can get an idea. But it's always been something I've wanted to use. I just never have. All right, we need some foam tape here. I had some pieces, but I'm not sure where I put them. So instead of make me look for them. Do you use them much, Christy? I'm gonna go ahead and, it's definitely getting warmer in here. We've got the wood stove going, and it's definitely warming up. That's a good thing. I like watching people, and I know that there are, okay, so I should say the other goal I have is, I said using up my stash, is to start using up my pattern paper. So I will be using some sketches that, that make multiples. Okay, yeah, it's not, Christy, so I don't necessarily use my sketches to plan my cards per se. It's not, I mean, I tend to let the product do the work, and what do I want my focal point to be, but it is something that I want to think about doing more of. And I am going to use, there's a couple of YouTubers I'm sure that are out there that you can find that do monthly sketches that they post and host on, and I have them, and they are plans for me to use more, and that is more just for personal, to use up my stash and start to maybe donate some cards, things like that, because I just have way too much. Okay, yep, that is one I know. I know Sassy LLC has an emergency card kit that she does, and I know Crafty Al has one. Her sheet loads, those are all good ones. So I have some of them, of her Kendra's card challenges. I just haven't done it yet. I probably won't do it challenge wise because I just don't have the time right now. All right. Okay, we're getting close. We're going to run over a little bit, guys, while we finish this up. I hope that's okay. This one I think I'm just going to glue down. I am still loving my glue press. However, I noticed that it's getting empty. And so when it gets empty, it's a little harder. I've used a lot of glue up out of there. I mean, it's not super empty, but it's getting there. So it's a little harder to push out. So I haven't used it as often right now. Yep. Yep. That's a lot of things, Christy. That has been my goal, is to not as much. And so like I tell Tom all the time, I fake shop sometimes. You get the email about this great sale, and 90% of the time it's not. It's other companies that I don't really use much of. I pretend to shop, and then I go, nope. And then I go and buy something. And then, of course, from Bruce Monroe, from the new release. However, that's because I blame Jess and Heather or Christopher. They just are such bad enablers. So bad. So bad. And now, I mean, things have been taking a little longer to get here, so I have the not fear of missing out. I have the fear of running out. So I'm like, I always have to have a backup because I know it's going to be that one time I use something up and then it's like, instead of waiting till it's kind of almost gone, order, I've been like, okay, I need to have a second one, especially my favorite things. But I am using that stuff up. Like I have my ornamental gold, which you guys know is one of my favorite chroma mists. I have a backup because it's more than half empty. So my goal this year, another goal this year in the coming years is to, when it's half, don't buy it until it's got to be at least half. Okay, we're gonna put this one down. I didn't only foamed up, I only tapped up the foam tape, the circle. Now this one I'm gonna use a different sentiment. I'm gonna quickly look at these, the ones off camera here that I have. Those don't work. I'm going to quickly. Okay, I'm gonna pull an old oldie stamp set out. I'm not gonna show you. I'm just gonna pull the sentiment. And I'm gonna use this Winter Wishes. So make sure you go through, because I'm sure everyone's got some sort of winter something in your stash you can use. I'm going to use this Winter Wishes just because I want to mix it up a little bit. And we're going to use this stamp right here. And I'm going to do that in the Blue Skies. Da, da, da. Pushed a little hard there, so it got a little bit icky in the one corner, but I'm going to make it work. My mama, she's watching. She wouldn't care if it was a little squished. All right, so there we go. We got that. I'm going to quickly add these snowflakes. And I think I'm just going to add a little bit of glue to the center spots here so that they stick up. And we're going to go ahead. And the one reason I want to definitely use some glitter or liquid glue is because when you have glitter glaze, sometimes you need, or glitter, you sometimes need a liquid glue. And then where's our other big snowflake? It was here. Did I drop it on the floor? You guys see the big snowflake? Well, maybe I will add it later because I am not seeing it. We have a big blue snowflake, guys, and I'm going to, there it is. It was attached to the bottom because I haven't put these on card bases yet. There it is. So we're going to go ahead around the edges of this one. I'm going to stick this guy down right here. And we're going to add some gems quick. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and use the crystals because I like the shimmer and I think they match the glitter glaze. For those of you who are watching later, like Francie, make sure you got your goggles out because I'm going to come in with my stick tool here and I'm going to stick one gem in the center of each of my snowflakes. And then I'm going to stick one in the center of each of my, and then this one, we're going to put two here and one here. And that's going to be enough for me. Okay. I appreciate you guys all joining up. I know I will be posting a new CYOE challenge this week. Probably tomorrow I have to draw for last month. So keep an eye out for that. I have not quite decided what we're going to do for January yet. So we will see that. And I hope you guys all have a great rest of your day. I really appreciate you joining me today. Sorry that, like I said, I went a little live a little earlier. I wanted to post so you guys would know. All right. So we just got to put these on some card bases. I'll do that off camera though, because they're just A2 card bases. Oh, they might be a little bit smaller. This one might be a little smaller. That works. And we'll just call it a good day. So there we go, you guys. To stencil using last December's stencil of the month, some glitter glaze, some ink, and the Stamp Club Plus of the month from December. You Make Me Melt and Winter Wishes. So I hope you have a great rest of your day. Thank you, Christy. Yes, Tina does have some great ideas and great prompts, especially when you're kind of stuck on something. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you have a great rest of the day. Happy 2025. I look forward to crafting with you this year, and stay tuned and we will see you next time. Okay, bye now.